Hello, hello, PA doll lady here. I think I'm going to incorporate my YouTube into my walking routine, which I try to go out for 2 miles a day. Yesterday's video was a little windy and kind of loud, so I brought my headpiece or my earphones. Holy crap, that's icy. Hi, neighbor.
How are you? Your house looks beautiful.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We are gonna incorporate our videos into our walks so we can kill two birds with one stone, essentially. And here goes the daytime look at our snow piles. The sun's looking all right. What do you think? We're trying to come outside and get some dopamine or some brain freeze, whichever one you want to call it. I talked to my coach at length this morning, and I said yesterday was my last day talking about the whole buying flub, but I wanted to talk to him because I just want to make sure that I really take this lesson to heart and not do this again, and like incorporate a little bit more structure when it comes to buying stuff. So that is, one of the things I was surprised about was that I am presently buying kind of like similar to what he does, which when I look at a collection, I'm like, okay, 1, 2, 3, these 3 girls right here will completely get me all my money back, and everything else I could pretty much wait for the profit. I'm just like, whenever I buy, I'm very anxious about making sure that I get my money back almost immediately. And that has worked. Like this whole time, it has worked. The only time that I got rattled was this past time, where I don't know where my head was, but it wasn't in the math and it wasn't in the anything. It was anywhere but figuring out how to do the business. Anyways, I'm no longer upset about the buy. It's a very good sour lesson, and I will get as many listings as I can, put them up as quickly as I can, and I have created a notebook page so that I can see, how much money am I getting back. The more I look at it, the more I think I'm not sure that I'm gonna double my money, but the deed is done and we're moving on, and it is what it is. Look at that beautiful view here. The little birdies are up there chirping and not even caring about my boo-hoo moment, so I should get over it too. So anyways, I talked to Coach at length. The man's very patient with me. I'm sure I drive him crazy sometimes. He probably tells me the same thing over and over. And I hear him, and I listen, and I incorporate, and then all of a sudden, I don't know what the heck I don't know, fell off the turnip truck, I guess. Anyways, we're done beating ourselves up. We are moving on. I have a collection I'm working on right now. I'm waiting for the person to call me back when she gets back, and it will definitely be a lot more mathematical than my first one was. But then I was kind of explaining to Coach, like, okay, here's where I get myself tangled up, because this person has a lot of dolls. They don't know which ones to show me. They're not going to show me each one. then I'm like, well, I don't want to go over there and like pick out all the good ones and not the good ones and then do half the work. So back and forth we go. Like there's such a big dance to this whole thing. And at least in my head, there's a big dance to it. And my coach looks at me and goes, no, do this. Done. Like, so I'm just like, what the heck? Am I really back in kindergarten? Like, do I not really understand what the heck I'm doing? But like I said yesterday, like my inner critic was on fire. The devil spears were out, and for all I knew, I was going out of business, and I'm not sure how I got into the business to begin with, according to my looping thoughts yesterday. But we have slept on this a couple days now, and similar to when I was, doing training back in my day. I did a lot of training. I did a lot of new staff training, and I kept explaining to people that sometimes it takes years to start feeling comfortable in your skin. And I think when it comes to this whole business owner thing, I don't think I've ever been confident in the whole thing to begin with. And even though I am 1 month shy of celebrating my 3rd year of being self-employed, fully funding my life, I still some days sit here not believing that I'm not getting lucky, or that I don't know. I wouldn't say imposter syndrome. I don't think I feel imposter syndrome anymore. At least I didn't think so until this past week. But if I'm gonna be honest, this past week was one of those days where I was like, I'm sitting there journaling about it because I'm like, no way, man, I need to get this out of my head. Like, this toxic brain is going on and on and on about 100 miles an hour about how dumb the whole situation was. And I thought I was over the whole not feeling good enough for it to be doing this. I guess I thought I was over that. But I made a mistake, and all of a sudden, getting back to the root cause, getting back to the root feelings, and I know coach is going to kill me. He doesn't want to talk. I shouldn't be talking about feelings anymore because that's what got me in trouble to begin with. But getting back to my root feelings on this whole situation, I bought out of desperation, I believe. And 2, once I realized the mistake, or once I got out of my drunken stupor, I just immediately went into I knew it. I knew you weren't good enough for this crap. And so that's my brain talking, and I'm just sitting here looking at it, and I'm just like, there's all kind of arguments going on as the tears are rolling, and I'm just like, everybody stop. You probably think I'm crazy, and I probably am, but this is what happens when you're self-employed. You're in your house talking to your own brain for hours on end. And honestly, I don't want to be around anybody right now. I want to be quiet and just kind of soak in and learn. And then 2, I start looping. So then I have to get my coat, go outside, go out and freeze so that my brain kind of chills out a little bit. And I'm going to get over it. I know I am. It's just a matter of getting through it. And we've been here before. We've done sucky stuff before. I started for a minute panicking about the upcoming collection, and I almost felt like calling the person and letting them know, you know what, I'm no longer in the market for this, I'm out of here. But I think what's happening is that my inner child is panicking and ready to run for the hills. So we're gonna move forward. We are gonna talk our way through this next collection, and all the buts that I brought up today to coach were rebutted in 2 seconds flat. So once again, I think sometimes I make a big mountain out of nothing, because what I see as a big circle of questions, he seems to cut right through. So one day I hope to be somewhere near as good as that man. Today is not it. Today is just work carefully and let's work through this kind of ordeal. And not easy, but I'm no longer having that absolute yuck feeling like I did yesterday. So we're progressing through the whole thing. Regarding rules for the next buy, the main rule is that we are going to establish some kind of price guideline before I get in the car. And even if I have to rent a U-Haul and I get there and things don't work out, my duty to my business is to get back in the U-Haul, pay the U-Haul bill, and keep it moving to the next collection. So I just need to, being that I have that in mind, or being that I have a ready to run or ticket to run out of there as quickly as possible, not going to worry too much about is it going to work, is it not going to work, or whatever. If it works, good, and if it doesn't, I'm on to the next one at this point. I also don't want to overcorrect when it comes to buying. So there's that. Anyways, if you're new here, I am Sheila, the PA doll lady. I've been an eBay doll store owner for the past 4 years, full time, multi 6-figure income. And the past couple days, we have been busy boohooing about a bad buy. So we're just working through the emotions of the whole thing. Anyways, I hope you guys have a moment to escape from your computer, get from that screen, go outside, enjoy some sun, and freeze, and let your brain focus on other things other than reselling and taxes and all this other crap. There's a lot of mountains and snow and stuff out here to be seen and to be enjoyed and gifted to us. So that's what I shall be doing for the next hour. I will talk to you on the next one.